because I'm not talking controversy. I ain't cussing nobody out. We talking and spitting some information to better your situation, to help you move the needle. You know what I'm saying? REI 90, something serious, bro. Appreciate that. Yes. REI 90, we help you eliminate the guesswork. Like I tell people that when you understand the strategies and concepts in real estate, you hedge inflation. But then also inflation impacts you positively. But we have to learn how to get into real estate the right way. And unfortunately, so many people get into real estate the wrong way because they're chasing money. And I'm speaking to a guy right now who went out and bought 10 properties using hard money, and he has to walk away from all 10 of them because he got into it for the wrong reasons. And so this is one of the things that we're going to talk about here today. Why you're stuck, why your business is struggling, why you're struggling financially. So today I put up a post of a video with Damon John from Shark Tank that talked about how funding does not save your life. Getting business funding is not going to change your life. And I say that because I get a lot of people who reach out to me say, like, every client that I personally talk to, I always ask, hey, what is your end goal? And they'll tell me something like, oh, well, I want to I want to own 100 units. I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to retire. I want to leave my nine. I'm like, okay, all of that is cool. When you make money on real estate, wait, you make money on real estate when you buy, not when you sell. Absolutely. I tell people all the time, your money in real estate is made at the purchase. And that's why you have to know how to identify deals. Okay? And so people tell me all the time, and I did a whole live breaking down that funding is not income. Credit is not income. Okay? Credit is not income. And so the thing that always somebody reported me on TikTok. I guess they didn't like what I was talking about on TikTok, so somebody reported me to get me banned. And so credit is not income. And this is the thing that always hurts people. I just literally told someone today I had to get out of hard money mortgages I was in. Yeah, people think hard money is the end all when it comes to real estate. As many houses that I've acquired, I've never used hard money. There's cheaper money out there. But here's the unfortunate part. In the black community, we've been sold secondhand information. So we only know what we know. In the book, 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership, they talk about the law of the lid. And that you can only rise as high as your leader can go. And unfortunately, we as a community, or we as individuals, or just people in general, can only rise as far as the leader or the leader who they've bought into can go. And so when the surge of wholesaling got introduced, or the surge of real estate investing got introduced into a lot of the communities, for some of us who were never introduced or privileged or really learned anything about real estate, we just heard the term hard money. But then people assumed hard money is free money. But then people assumed hard money was easier to get into. And if you guys don't remember me saying, the easier the money is, the easier it is to get the money, the harder it is to get out of. The easier it is to get into the money, the harder it is to get out of. And keep in mind, hard money lenders, they are just investors who want you to default because they know that you've done the due diligence on the property, and statistically they know you're going to lose the property. And they got it at a fraction and pennies on the dollar because you put up most of the money. And so this is the thing that I'm often trying to tell people, is that we have to stop getting basic basement level information. And I'm going to say this too. I often say that this one might get me put off Instagram. I just got kicked off of TikTok because I say it while your business is struggling. But here's the thing. I personally think that wholesaling has been a gift and a curse in our community. And here's why. We think that wholesale, because a lot of people, especially in the black and brown communities, I'm going to primarily speak for the black community because that's the community and tribe I'm a part of. We've been conditioned to think that wholesaling is like the status quo for real estate investing. If you're a wholesaler, you're not an investor. You're a wholesaler. And I'm meeting so many wholesalers right now because they haven't evolved with their strategies. And now they own nothing and they're barely making any money because they didn't learn the strategies to keep them in contingency of being an actual investor. So wholesaling has been a gift and a curse for our community. And so this is why I talk so much about ownership. But I'm going to talk to us about why ownership has been difficult for our community or just for people, why business has been difficult. And then again, talking about credit is not income. Credit does not change your life. I don't care if you get $250,000 worth of credit. It's not going to change your life unless you know what to do with the credit. What's the power of ownership versus the fast capital of wholesaling? So fast capital of wholesaling. So this is the difference. And that's a good question, Clinton. So here's the breakdown of why only focusing on the basics of wholesaling will put you at a disadvantage. Okay. First of all, when you're wholesaling, you're at the helms of the market. So if the market takes a shift, it's not much you can do. See, anything that I invest in, you increase your odds of success when you can control the bulk of the outcome of that potential deal. See, in wholesaling, you can't necessarily control it because the owner could not want to negotiate at that price point. Like what's going on right now in wholesaling, you got 10 assignment fees on one deal. So people are damn near paying market value for quote unquote wholesale deals. And then what do you do when you can't find a deal in between deal? Now you're living from contract to contract. But at the end of the day, if your whole goal is this financial security or wealth building, this terminology that we often talk about, you can't have wealth if you don't own anything. So if all you're doing is flipping a contract, which is what essentially wholesaling is, what do you do when you want to retire from wholesaling? Unless you've built a team, which 97% of people don't, because we don't believe in investing in our infrastructure. We're too busy hustling as opposed to building a business because we want 100% of the pie. So when you're just solely wholesaling, you have to work forever. You got to work forever. Versus when I'm building a real estate portfolio and then you put yourself in a position where you have $5, $7, $10,000 of passive income coming in every month. But then now you own the assets. So now you could solely just continuously recycle your money because you buy the asset, well, you borrow the debt, you buy the property, you use the rental to service the debt, and then you turn around and refinance the asset to go buy another asset. But when it comes to wholesaling, there is no assets attached, so you have to work forever. And if your goal is time freedom, you don't have time freedom as a wholesaler unless you build a team. Did you guys know that the average wholesaler usually makes about $2,000 a month? And I'm not saying that that's bad or good. I'm just saying that, like, even though people see the checks that are being posted, that is what is called, somebody type this in the chat, that is your gross income. Somebody type gross income in the chat. So when someone's holding up that check for $25,000, that's not how much they actually get to keep. Yeah, they may deposit the $25,000 in a bank account, but I can almost assure you, if you ask 10 wholesalers to be completely transparent, I can almost assure you at least 8 of them do not file their taxes properly. I can almost promise you. I can almost promise you. And most of them don't have the infrastructure in to run their wholesaling business like an actual business. So now they're just chasing contracts. And this is why the wholesaling game is starting to get diluted. I mean, my last 2 deals I got off the MLS, and I'm getting just as good of a margin off the MLS than dealing with wholesalers in some of the markets I'm in, because too many people are stepping on the deals. So it's 5 assignment fees on the wholesale deal. So hopefully that answered your question, Clinton. So let's talk about why the business is failing. We talked about that credit is not income. Getting 100,000 in funding isn't going to change your life because you still have the same habits. But see, here's the thing that nobody ever thinks about. See, so this is why I talk about the 4-step round tree methodology. And when we say that mindset shift is number 1, do you need your real estate license? No, you don't need your real estate license to be an investor, a wholesaler, or a fix and flipper. So a lot of people, when they're going into starting a business, it's hard for them to grow. And do you think it's worth it because you could use the MLS? No, I mean, that depends on you. I personally think going to get your real estate license, depending on your mindset, because everybody has a different mindset and everybody has a different level of a thinking patch to be an investor. I'm gonna just be brutally honest, because you can just partner with realtors who are gonna make commission for every deal you buy from them anyway. And so that's just my opinion. Okay, only in Illinois you have to have a real estate license. That's right, Illinois you do. So thank you for correcting me on that. So here's the thing. Here are things that people never think about when it comes to growing their business. These are expenses that sometimes make it extremely difficult for you to grow your business, for you to get it off the ground, or when everybody is running around saying, oh, I want to leave my job. These are expenses you never think about. Some of them, of course, you do because they're basic necessities, but we're going to talk about some of the expenses that keep people stuck. Okay? They keep people stuck because they usually never have a plan. Okay? But we're going to change that today. This internet is spooky. People chasing likes instead of positioning themselves for life. I like that, Nico. I like that. So, first thing, what keeps people stuck in business is lack of support, particularly family support. Look, I tell everybody, be prepared not to be liked. Somebody type that in the chat. If you start a business or you decide to be the black sheep of your family and want to become an entrepreneur, be prepared not to be liked. Be prepared. For some reason, I don't know why, people have a hard time letting someone chase their goals or go after their goals. And it is because anything that operates outside of the norm of what most people have been taught and conditioned and educated on is scary to them. But look, you go and be scary on your own. Don't instill that fear in me. Okay? You're not going to get support. People aren't going to like you. And you have to be okay with that. The beautiful thing now that I love about social media that I didn't have when I first got in this journey is that you can now connect with like-minded people online. You can join Facebook groups who are like-minded individuals who want to be entrepreneurs or real estate investors or who are buying laundry mats or whatever the case may be. It's easier now. Just join some groups. Go to some meetups. They have entrepreneurship meetups. You're talking about it now. It sheds light on what they are not even doing, though it's possible for everyone to level up. I'm going through that now. Absolutely. Be prepared not to be liked. Your spouse may not even like the decisions you're making. Your spouse may not be satisfied with the choices you're making with your life and your career. Some people are sleeping with the enemy. Your parents. So we have to be okay with not being liked. Now, I will say this. Do I feel that some people prematurely try to jump straight in? Absolutely. And a lot of people don't have a plan. Most people don't, unfortunately. You know, I had a dialogue with my good friend and my brother, my real brother, Brandon J. Wigley. Most of you should know him. If you don't, go follow him. And he said, Will, the one thing that I always noticed and what I appreciate about what you do is that a lot of people are just hustling. You're actually running a business. Let me say that again. You have a lot of people on the internet who are just hustling. And yeah, you can make money hustling. So if we want to compare this, it's the difference from someone who's just a straight wholesaler hustling versus someone who is methodically building a real estate business through that's why I like to buy and hold, because I'm building a business. Because the only way you get financial security is by putting yourself in a position to make money when you're not working. And if you are a wholesaler, you have to actually work to make money. But when you have a real estate portfolio, I make money whether I do anything or not. I don't even see my houses. But that's because I focus on building a business. And it's not sexy. Somebody type in the chat, building a business is not sexy. Let me tell you why it's not. Because when you're focused on building a business, you don't put your money into looking like you have a business. You invest your money into actually building the business. So you're investing in building an operations team. You're investing in building an executive team. You have a CFO. You have a CMO. You have a COO. You may even bring in a CEO. You have sales agents. You have a human resource team. You have an attorney on retainer. You actually don't mind paying for a tax strategist. Some of y'all better stay out of H&R Block this coming up tax season. That's another reason why your business stuck. This is another reason why you can't refinance your house and get the HELOC so you can go get so you can get some cheap money to get into real estate or get into investing, because you done jacked your taxes off because you wanted a refund. You want to get another furniture set. Look, how many look, stay out of them buy here, pay here furniture stores every tax season. I'm telling y'all. We have to invest in the infrastructure for the longevity of the business. And you're going to have to be okay with the lack of support from your peers, your family, your spouse, your cousins. You're going to have to be okay with not being liked. Okay? Next. Here's an expense that a lot of people don't think about when they quit their job too soon. Childcare. See, when I get people who say, man, Will, I just need $50,000 worth of funding. Let me tell y'all something. My grandmother taught me this a long time ago. If you need to borrow $10, ask for 40. Because if you just get $10, 9 times out of 10, you underbidded what you actually need, and you find out that you actually need more than the $10. And so what ends up happening is you tell yourself I only need 50,000, and then you find out that business takes more than 50,000 to get to the position that you want your business to get to. But now you done exhausted all your credit because you done tricked off most of it trying to look like you have a business. And so now you're trying to go back to the bank, but you done exhausted the 50,000 in credit because you thought it was income. And so now you done quit your job and you can't afford childcare. And now you mad at somebody like me or somebody else in funding because your credit utilization is maxed out and you want to get some more funding, but now you mad at the world because of the position you put yourself in. Credit, somebody type in the chat, credit is not income. I know y'all don't hear this on the other gurus pages. They just say, hey, here's the top banks to go to. They treat it like it's income, and it's not. Your business is struggling. You quit your job too soon, and now you can't afford proper child care. Another reason, healthcare costs. See, in Entrepreneurship 101, from that $12 ebook you bought that told you how to quit your job in 30 days, they didn't tell you that what the cost of healthcare is going to be, because now your company is no longer supplementing and paying for a portion of your healthcare. God forbid you have a family of 4 to 6 people, you're paying $2,000 a month for healthcare. Nobody told you that. But then one little infraction happens and now you got to go to the hospital, $500,000 medical bill. See, again, nobody plans for these things. We just want to hurry up and look like we're in business. We want to hurry up and say we got an LLC. we want to hurry up and post our Secretary of State papers on the internet. I said this a while back, and I keep this page open in my REI 90 journal. We are satisfied with symbolic victories rather than economic advances. We are more satisfied with the symbolic victory of starting an LLC. We're more satisfied with the symbolic victory of putting our car under our business name. That's not a flex. We're more satisfied with the symbolic victory to say that I got a credit card without using my social security number. What that's gonna do for you? That little $10,000 that Sam's Club's giving you is not gonna change your life. Everybody want to run a Sam's Club because they give you a MasterCard without using your social. But what that little $15,000 going to do for your business? It doesn't even cover your marketing budget for the year. But that's because we worrying about the wrong things. We're focused on the wrong things. So going back to why you stay stuck in business and in life is because you quit your job too soon. You think credit is income, and now you can't afford health care. One infraction physically, and I'm telling you, your medical bills. Like, let me share this with y'all. So now, a lot of people don't know this. So I'm giving y'all some inside information here. A lot of people don't know this. So July 26th, it's actually coming up on a 2-year anniversary. July 26th, I actually was in the hospital for a really bad weightlifting accident. Okay? I was in a hospital for a really bad weightlifting accident where I was doing some powerlifting, and I was lifting, dumbbell. I was lifting the bench press, and while I'm lifting and doing my powerlifting, it was about 225 pounds, and somebody came and hit the bar while I had it in the air. 125 pounds came down and split my liver. Again, a lot of people don't know this because I didn't talk about this publicly. Okay, and so I was actually in the ICU. I actually almost didn't even make it. I said one day I was going to post the pictures. I actually shot a video of me telling myself if I get an opportunity to get out of the hospital, I'm never going to take my life. Are grateful that I'm still here today. My medical bill was $492,000, probably more than that. So could you imagine being an entrepreneur who quit their job too soon, and I didn't see the value of care? That could have taken me out. Because now, when you don't pay your medical bills, they're throwing that right on your credit. So now you are no longer in a position to be able to go and actually scale or borrow credit from the banks to continuously invest into business or into real estate. Thank you. Appreciate that, Queen. But nobody thinks about these things. Nobody thinks about these things. We just want to hurry up and get our LLC so we can go get $10,000 from Sam's Club because you don't got to use a social. We want to hurry up and get our LLC so we can get a $40,000 car from Divvy because we don't have to use our social. Those are not flexes. As a matter of fact, those type of cards probably put you in a worse position because you don't know what to do with it or you don't have enough capital. So these are the things of why your business stays stuck. So then let's say you're fortunate enough and you get $50,000. Do most people even know where to deploy that initial capital at? And I'm going to tell you where most people make a mistake. Somebody asked me, where do most people make a mistake? Absolutely. Appreciate that. Thank you, Andrew. Most people make a mistake in business when they first get their initial capital. This is what they go do. They want to rent an office. They want to run they do all of the things except focus on going to get a client. They want to do all of the things except investing in the infrastructure of growing their business. They want to do all of the things except investing in positioning their company to go and get clients. I tell people all the time, when you first start a business, don't go get an office. When I first started back in 2008, 2009, I didn't get an office. I used to rent what's called a day office, and I would rent it by the hour. And I would pay $15 an hour, but I would only rent it out when I had a client who was going to meet me at the office. And if I wanted the conference room, it was $25 an hour. Other than that, I didn't use the office because I invested in the things that were going to focus on helping me to get a client. My infrastructure. Somebody type in the chat, infrastructure. I focused on building my infrastructure of my business, not looking like I have a business. And I'll tell you another place where I invested some of my capital. I invested a great deal of my capital to grow my business into learning more information. It blows my mind how many people go into businesses and they know nothing about business. And so now they operate and build, quote unquote, build their business off of emotion. Oh, well, I think they'll like me here. I think they'll do. Like, no, you don't guess with your money. This is what's going on with people. People are guessing on how to grow their business with their money. And this is why their business stays stuck. This is why their business stays stuck. So you got to learn the infrastructure. You got to learn how do you position yourself to get a client. See, these are the different things that I teach my clients, or what I teach my real estate group. I teach you how to build an infrastructure. Check your YouTube, King. What's going on my YouTube? Not sure. Somebody let me know. Not sure what's going on my YouTube. So here's the thing that I focus on. All right. The thing that I try to teach you guys, especially in the REI 90 group, if you're in my